Yes, good morning everyone. This is Nitin Patil, working as an assistant professor at Computer Science Department. I am here to introduce you how to make use of new model system. So let us work out the same. Like it is necessary that you should have got the proper user ID from your department. So all the employees who are regular employees of university are having some particular number employee ID that they have to use, and the visiting faculties or the maybe like assistant professor contractual position people, they should have enrolled to a process rather which will permit them to get access to, say for example, Teams, internet, and so on. And so let us move further and get through the process. So open your browser with assumption that each one of you got access to Teams and other utilities provided by IT service. Okay, so there you will first write to check whether have you got access to Office account. So go and say sign in. So you are going to get some ID from the IT services, or if you are an employee of a department, then you will get something like this. So you have to write your username as okay, and then what are the password that you have set through HRMS. So all regular employees will be adding their password from HRMS. The visiting faculties or assistant professor contractual will be adding that password which is reset by them earlier when they are registered with the system. So after inputting the password, you'll be taken to office.com. So first time it may verify your login through sending an OTP to email or maybe mobile. But if you already logged in, so you would be taken to some UI like this. So you would be able to see now these are the different applications which are given to you under your license. This is O365 license allocated to your user. You may see like there is OneDrive. So this OneDrive is a facility like a kind of Google Drive. For Microsoft, it is the place where you can store data. Okay, it could be presentations, it could be all remaining documents, related documents. Fine. So if you see, you can click on this Teams, and then you can even log in with. Okay, if you are a first-time user, and it will ask you to download the software and so on. If you can successfully log in here, go to this site now. So moodle.sppulms.in. After you log in, after you click on this site, this would be a UI that we have created, which is a cloud-based system for you. Fine. So now, with assumption that you could successfully log in with office.com, this site, and then next thing that you are going to do is you are going to see with which department. This is a UI where we added majority of departments now and their regular courses as well. So every in this semester, what are the courses that would be adding here for either a first semester course for first year and fourth semester course for second year, or subsequently sixth semester, eighth semester, and so on. So all of them would be added to category called AC academic year, say 2020-2021 underscore 2. So your courses would be available in this category only. Fine. So click on you have seen that you could log in successfully with office.com. So click on this Microsoft. So if you already logged in with office.com here in the browser, so it will automatically log in you in this case. Now one additional thing, constraint I should say, we have added is you are not able to, or you are not given permission to create courses. So we are going to create courses for you. The IT services would be creating courses for you depending upon the list given by your Moodle coordinator. Fine. So you can go to dashboard, okay, which will show you with assumption that you are registered with courses. So on that dashboard, you can see different courses to which you are registered with. Fine. So you can click on either of them and then you can proceed. Fine. So let me take a sample case rather. Okay. For example, I am taking this course. Now you should be able to see, like, if you click on participant, if students are not registered, what you have to do is you have to see, click here, go to enrollment methods, okay, and then activate this. Like now we have activated this, that's why you can see that students could enroll. Now when you activate this, ultimately again click onto your course code, and whatever the link that you are getting here, this is to be shared with the students. So it is the same process what we carried out in earlier case, right? And this is how the students will be getting registered with. And so I request like all Moodle coordinators to include their names as well, or exam coordinators to include their IDs as well in every course, so that when you're needed, they can take data as and when required. Okay, now let us try to see like how can we add contents into this particular system. So if you recall, what are the system that we used earlier? That system was having one mechanism, okay, where we could add the contents and so on. Same thing is added over here. Only thing, like there is some change because we have shifted to now current version of Moodle. Correct. So like we used to click here and then we used to say turn editing on. Now here we have added this turn editing on because of the update. It is added here. So you click on turn editing on. So there would be some announcement and thing, like if you don't want that, you can simply delete it. Okay, now say let us say I wish to add say for example contents of my class. So say what are the sessions that I'm going to conduct. Say for example I will add it here, online sessions. Now if I want to add some notes, so lecture notes, I can give the topic names here ultimately appropriately. So I may talk about now assignment slash project slash tasks would be added here, and here I will say examination, internal examinations. Okay. Now, when you add this, you have to press enter, by the way, otherwise it will not add that entry there. Fine. Now same thing. Now let us try to add activities. So when you click on add activity or resource, so you would be getting this kind of stuff. So if you want to add a file, say for example, so you click on, you find out the file option over there. So ultimately you can add the file appropriately. So this is file. So let me say I wish to add one file. So this is say lecture to the course. Fine. And then suppose you wish to add a file. So choose file. Then select one of the file. Say, let us take one file over there. So let us take this, okay, and simply say upload a file and say save and display. So ultimately, what are the data that you want to add, that could be added. So now you see that, okay, I want this to be lecture notes, so I can simply drag and drop it here. Now, what we saw in earlier cases, like we could add files, PPTs, and so on. We can refer to the earlier videos that we used for demonstrating how to make use of Moodle for adding lecture notes and everything, or assignments, even examinations, and so on. So if you click on now this, we have added a big blue button. Now you must have seen while you logged in with the system, you used Microsoft Teams account, like your employee ID or your ID that is given to you, like starting with VF or UF, okay, then 4-digit number, and then @upca.unipune.ac.in. So similarly, like you can, as you logged in here, what we did is we integrated Microsoft Teams in that. So maybe if you want to conduct your lectures, so either you can conduct the lecture using Microsoft Teams, then download that and then add that video to either YouTube or on OneDrive, and then add that link over there, like by using this URL. Okay. Or otherwise, if you wish to conduct class using this big blue button, so we have added this facility, something as new, okay, which is earlier there with versions as well, but we haven't integrated in the earlier version of it. So you give now here, say title, session number 1. So you can add a date, say for example, 21/01/2021. Fine. Now you can click on the show more. If you want to add what you are going to cover into that topic, you can add that, and you can say simply display. Okay. Then go below. Now go to participants. Okay. Now you will see that there are different users added there. Like you may see this kind of stuff if at all you want. So as I am the user, okay. So you, when you are conducting lecture using this kind of tool, then you would be working as a moderator. Fine. So by default, you will be getting that thing. So now you schedule the lecture. So let us say we are scheduling that lecture now like this. So say date, what time we want to start it. Say let us start it at 11:14. Okay, and let us finish this class by 16. Fine. Then simply click on save and display. Now what happens is when that when you schedule the lecture, this information is automatically communicated to every user who is enrolled to your course. For example, if you see the setting part, and so you may send a message like in activity room setting. This is my first session, and then you can say session may be recorded and so on. So if you click on this view for recording, as we haven't set anything, so to everyone who is registered to your course, this information is already or will be communicated. Okay. So now when that, like we said that it will start at 11:14. So now as per my machine, WhatsApp laptop clock, it is 11:30. So let us wait for a while. Now you should be able to see like the join opens at this time and join closes at this time. Correct. Now students would be able to log in over here. Okay, and like it is not having any kind of restriction how much, like until and unless you say I want to end, it will continue. So now let us see, let us refresh it. Yes, now when the time reaches to the time that was set by you, so you everyone accordingly, like whether you are a student or whether you are a teacher, you would be getting this link. So you simply say join session. Now it will open one server that we created, which is called as Blue Button. Now teachers would be starting with this using this one. So my suggestion would be try to make use of headphones. It would be better. Okay, and students may log in with listen only. Like if you want them to talk in the class, you can ask them to log in with microphone again. Fine. So I am giving access to my microphone. Okay. Now I am saying simply this. It is repeating my text. Correct. Now you will see like all people should be added over here. Whoever joins your class, you can add comments over there, and you would be getting different aspects here. So let me say add this one. Camera. Now as actually my camera is used by other application, it will not permit me, but you can do this. Okay, and you simply say start recording, and you say yes. So what we will do is I will share the screen, and recording already started. Fine. So let me share my entire screen. So when you share this, like if you are using big blue button, it will show you multiple screens over there. So let us go to this thing. So this would be shared to the students. Okay, and it is now recorded below. So I can click on this. Okay, and like when I am done with my session, I will go back to my big blue button. Again, it will show me the same. So when I am done with my class, like you can add this screen, or you can add even your PPT or PDF by using this. So for example, you can share an external video if you wish. You can upload your presentation, you can take a poll and so on. So you can try these activities. Now simply say like I want to stop this recording. So click on this. Fine. And then simply go over here again because you want to end. So you click on this end meeting. So it will stop the meeting, fine. And like you will be taken back to this. Correct. Now, if you see when our recording is done or our class is over, so it will say this conference has ended. Now it will take some amount of time rather for uploading that video to the server and then downloading the link for us. Fine. So for a while, let me show you the recording that I had because it will take some amount of time rather to see that. So let me demonstrate you with some other course rather for a while. So which I recorded earlier. So let me go to. So I took one lecture over there on 18th. So if I click like this is the same thing like we added there. So when you click on this, after your session is recorded, so you will see this recording and it will say presentation, what are the name that you gave, and then everything will be available. So if you click on this presentation, okay, then you would be able to see this kind of video. So there is a button available. So what you wish to see, okay, whether you want to see this to be full screen or kind of, you can click on this even to see the full screen. Okay, so let me start it so that you would be able to see the thing presentation. Correct. Correct. So that's how now we saw like how the recording would be stored. Correct. So I can simply close this. Okay, and this recording would be like students will be able to see this video anytime. If you want to delete that, you can delete anyway. Fine. Say if you say this open link in your profile, so this will be done. So this would be always available with you. So my suggestion is like if you don't want to make use of Microsoft Teams separately, you can use this one directly. So let us go to that our course which we create, which we added rather our recording. So let us go there and see whether are we like let me delete this because this is some other course. Now this is my session. So when that session is recorded, still it is taking some amount of time rather to get it downloaded over there. So when it gets downloaded, you will see the similar kind of interface which we saw earlier, like the presentation will occur and so on. So definitely it is going to take some amount of time because it is uploaded to the server, Big Blue server, okay, which we created in the campus, and then again it needs integration to be done with respect to Moodle server. So this like there are two steps in between. When those two steps are over, then only you will be able to see your recording appearing here, right? So in case of any query in respect of this thing, like you can always get in touch with me through your Moodle coordinator or yourself directly. Fine. Rest of the things are I assume most of you already know about, like how to add things and so on. So adding questions also is very easy, the way that we are earlier saw. Correct. You can go to question bank and so on. Adding lecture notes, adding assignments. Again, it is the same thing with what we did there earlier. Correct. So if I go and say, for example, add assignment, I'll be able to add assignment. So some of the UI elements are not changed; they are kept as it. Now, only thing like we added a few API integrations rather. Okay. So this is how it works. So even like if you want to take backup of your courses, you can take backup of the courses, not an issue. So your grade book for the students whoever completed the task, like you can see this. Okay. So this is how you can conduct the session and log in with the new Moodle platform. And so thank you very much. So in case of any query or question, you definitely can get in touch with me. Okay, so that I can help you out to understand majority of things. Thank you very much.